This video describes how to create an IsaGraf project that uses the PC3 variables web page. We'll start the IsaGraf workbench. A new project will be created. I'll name the project. Now the PC3 target definition file needs to be imported. A network needs to be created as per existing PC3 projects. This will be connected up to the main resource in the project. We'll assign the IP address of our controller and change the main configuration to PC3 target L. This is no different from an ordinary PC3 IsaGraf project. There are a couple of other setup items that need to be changed in the resource properties for web-based projects. We go to the Code tab, click the Embed Symbol Table option, press the Options button and make sure Complete Table is selected. Here I'll set the trigger cycle period as per any other project. Under the Extended tab, there is an App Version field. This is what gets displayed by the web interface on the software web page. The next step in creating a web-based PC3 project is to go to the I/O wiring view. Under the I/O wiring, add a device. From the drop-down list, select the Modbus web server. The number of channels cannot be changed. It is always 1. If other Modbus devices need to be added, you should add them at this point. However, the other I/O device that I will add is a Modbus status device. This Modbus status device should have 1 channel for every Modbus style device that precedes this device in the I/O view. In this case, we only have the Modbus web server I/O device in the list, so our Modbus status device only needs 1 channel. The Modbus status device is useful for determining how many users are currently connected to the web interface. We'll now save our project and then go to the dictionary. Under global variables, I will add a variable called web status. Change its type to server status. Change its direction to input and its attribute to read only. I'll then save that, go back to the I/O wiring view and connect this web status variable to the Modbus status I/O device channel. Now the web status variable will display how many clients are connected to the web interface at any one time. It will also display statistics about how many messages it has received and how many times it's transmitted. and an error code if one is present. The main use is the client count input. Under the link architecture view, we will see our resource 1 as a variable groups item. Variable groups are the way that information is organized in the PC3 web interface. If we add a variable group, we'll call this my group 1. If we now right click that variable group and select rename variable group, it allows us to enter a comment under that variable group. In order for a variable to be exposed in the PC3 web interface, it must have the word web at the start of the comment field. This can optionally be followed by 4 letters, W, R, or N, indicating write access, read access, or no access respectively for each of the 4 users that are available to be customized in the PC3 web interface. At the moment, we want all users to be able to access this group, so we will indicate that all 4 users should have write access, www. You can then follow the comment with another comment about the actual variables in the group. Any variables we now add to my group 1 will be shown in the web interface. If we were to add a variable group without the web tag in the comment field, then it will not be shown in the web interface. Double click the group name to select that in the dictionary view and add variables to this group. I will create several variables. In order to demonstrate Now that we've created our variables, I'll close the dictionary and compile the project. Even though we don't have any programs as yet, these web variables will still be exposed in the web interface. Notice that when we compile, down the bottom of the output window, we see generating PC3000 diagnosis files for project D testweb project library.mdb. This indicates that it is searching the project dictionary for variable groups to display in the web interface. The fact that group 1, my group 1, is displayed in this list indicates that this variable group will be displayed in the web interface. Also, the order in which groups are displayed is the order in which the tables are displayed in the web interface, as we will soon see. We'll now download this project to the controller. Because it has no programs in it, it is a very small program and downloads very quickly. Now if we were to go to the actual web interface on the controller, I enter its IP in the address bar. Switching to the software tab, we see that the IsaGraf application test web is running, and the application version that we entered into the extended resource parameters 1.00 is displayed. Now switch to the variables view. The variables view defaults to a table view, and under the table view we see a series of buttons. Each button has the name of a variable group in the IsaGraf project. Seeing as we only have one variable group at the moment, ygroup1, there is only one button. We can see that each of the three variables within the group contain the values that we specified as initial values in the dictionary. The variable values are being updated every kernel cycle. Because we have no program, they don't do much at the moment. We can modify variable values by clicking on the value column and typing a new value. Boolean values, you only have to enter the start of true or false in order to change the value. I can enter F, FA, FAL, and so forth. So I can change the variable to false. I can change the integer value to a new value. And I can change the real value. Further groups can be added to your web project to display in the table view.